To our other topic of discussion, um, there are people in this world who want to bring us back, like you were saying, Belinda, with the people who want to hear the old stuff, the old material. Well,
Yeah.
there's large contingents of people in every country now who are trying to roll back civil rights and you know, racially cleansed countries.
Oh God, yeah.
Crazy. And so I just kind of wanted to hear like, what's the mood like where you are? It's just nuts over here. People are just on edge and you can't make decisions logically because of all the confusion. Is that bleeding over
Oh God,
to
yeah. It's
yeah.
Handmaid's Tale, isn't it? Happening especially. Handmaid's fucking tale is it called a Handmaid's Tale? What the fuck is happening? We're like regressing back.
Yeah.
Like
I
what
think I think
the
it's
fuck?
more like idiocracy in the States, though, right?
Yeah,
If we're
yeah.
going
No,
to,
but it's
we're going to use
scary.
movie references.
No, but it's like scary how similar it is to like the plot and story in Handmaid's Tale over in America. I mean, what the fuck? I think we're I'm sorry, I can't be optimistic. I think we're fucked. It's not gonna get better. I do not think so.
Yeah.
And we it's on the news all the time here. I can't even watch the news because I'm sick of it. It of course it's bleeding into everything, everyone, every
Right.
country.
Mm.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like yeah. Sorry, Justin. Yeah, please.
Well, no, I mean it is. It's rolling back. I mean we're already back to the 1930s for a start,
Mhm.
and especially with the UK, we're always like right behind the US.
Yeah,
Um,
I always hear
so
that.
yeah, but then if you think about it, if you go back a few hundred years, the US, well, you can blame the British for the way that the US is because
Yeah.
the, you know well, in a way, this is what you get for having a country full of settlers.
Yeah.
It's the colonist settler ideologies.
Yeah.
And that was our fault. I mean, there are a lot of what's wrong with the world is the British fault. So I think a lot of it now is coming back to bite people in the ass. But at
Yeah.
the same time, we're unfortunately the lid has been taken off. Pandora's box has been opened. You're not going to get it back on.
That's right.
And what we're finding is that, especially with, I'm talking for the UK, obviously, but this is a worldwide thing. I mean, we're definitely a very conservative, right wing, racist country. We are a country that's been brought up on a history of colonization and empire.
Yeah.
And people still think about that. And you thought, like maybe like 20 years ago, I thought, well, we're getting more progressive, right?
Right.
Um, the people don't put up with racism. They don't put up with bigotry and xenophobia and everything else. The bad qualities and fascism and everything else.
Yeah.
Because we had a generation or two before us that fought against it,
Yeah.
and that was still ingrained in us. But the history was still tainted. We didn't learn about actually the truth. Still,
Yeah.
even back when I was at school, we didn't learn about the truth.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that kind of casual kind of racism and everything else, it's still there. And when you thought we were being progressive as a country, really what was happening, I think, was the more progressive minded people, the more open minded people were suppressing the masses. They're suppressing the majority. And now the majority are going, okay, green light, we can say what we like
Yeah.
again. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden you find out that we're the minority and we always were, and that's just, and I think you have to accept that and you have to like kind of move around that instead of, I don't know, because you're never going to win an argument nowadays, you
No.
know.
No.
And unfortunately, when it comes to fascism, you name a fascist dictator or a regime that's not been removed by force. You don't remove them by arguing. You don't remove them by debate.
Right.
So what's going to happen now? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
then that's the
That's such a true. I hadn't really heard that articulated as such. Like the progressives are, we think we're right and have a majority viewpoint, but we're actually a minority. That's a really scary thought. I hadn't really considered that so much. But if there's like 150,000 men turned out for that march in the UK, was it a month or so ago? I don't know if it
oh,
was.
there's been so many marches for different things right now, you know.
Crazy. And then they're beating up the cops and everything.
But I mean,
The
the cops are beating up people all over the world. All cops are bastards.
yeah.
It doesn't matter, you know. And again, it's another thing where the lid's been lifted, and the cops, they've just been given the green light. They've been saying, okay, guys, you know, just do what you got to do, you know, crack people around the skulls, you know, whatever. You're not going to get prosecuted. No one's going to come after you, you know. So, and this is, again, authoritarian. I mean,
well, arrest 90-year-old ladies for protesting, like for Gaza or animal rights. They're chucking old people into prison just because they're protesting Gaza or animal rights in England. What the fuck?
That was so sad. I saw the footage of that, and that was
I mean, seriously, what is that's dictatorship, big time.
Well, I wonder. I mean, you know, while there's a lot of like similarities in what's happening in different countries, we're like obsessed with cruelty right now. And is that happening where you are? Like just like we've basically armed these thugs who tried to invade the Capitol, or they did invade the Capitol, and then Trump let them all go free when he got you know, now they're all in uniforms. They have 4 weeks of training, and they have huge guns, and it's just lawlessness. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
That's hopefully not happening
That's
where
scary.
you are.
Yeah.
No, but if say for instance Reform got into power here, which they could quite possibly do, then we would have ICE here, because they've already said, you know, Nigel Farage has already said that he would have the same kind of system here. So it is spreading completely, you know. I mean, you've set the precedents, you know. It's and we always seem to follow. I think there's some countries that are always going to be resisting it, you know, like, you know, Spain or whatever, or, you know, these most. There's a couple of really truly socialist places. Norway, obviously, you know, they seem to be keeping their kind of, you know, values pretty much intact. Although you ask anybody in Norway, they probably say it's worse now, you know. But then it's the Overton window, isn't it? It's always been moved. So for them, they've always been more socialist. It's not so bad for them still, but it's still creeping. Like for us, we've never really been a socialist country anyway, and for the States, so far, right, since forever.
Totally.
So you get these extreme sort of commentators and everything, and this is for every country, and they're coming out with more and more extreme language, especially mine. And then when Trump or someone like this or JD Vance comes out with something that's really, really disgusting and shocking, but it's not as bad as the extreme online commentators, people not shocked by what Trump says. And so the whole thing just shifts, and that is happening everywhere. Definitely.
The internet kind of desensitizes people, and then when Trump does something that no other president would do, the other people are kind of numb to it anyway. What about like social programs though? Because Europe is so strong with like social programs for helping people who are older or disabled, or you know, and all
Not
that.
here.
In Sweden, it's pretty good. Thank God I live in Sweden, and that you know, growing old in Sweden now anyway. But oh my God, for example, England, it's horrid.
Is it really? Okay.
Oh God, Justin can.
Yeah. I mean, it was never great, but at least there was some kind of social service. You know, there was kind of. There was something, but it's constantly been eroded. It's been sold off. You know, the NHS privatized basically under our feet. You know, nothing we can seemingly do about it. Always pretending, we've always got the NHS, but actually, really, they're doing the kind of forcing people now into health insurance. You know, that kind of thing. You know, there's so many adverts now for private healthcare, and it's like eventually that's going to disappear. Social services like community care, you know, people that have left hospital, oldies, mental health system is just, it's obliterated. You just wouldn't be able to it's so difficult to get any help. You know, I mean, say for instance, I mean, you can't even get GP appointments for. You can't even call the GP now. You can't just call up and get an appointment. You have to go online. You have to submit a form. You have to explain what the problem is. They have to assess it. Then they let you know if they're going to give you an appointment, or it's either an appointment or they give you a telephone number to call.
Is GP a general practitioner?
Yeah. That's your local doctor. That historically, as for long as I've been alive, you could call up, you could make an appointment, and you'd be shocked if it took you more than a few days to get an appointment. Usually you could get in there same day if it's bad. Yeah. And you'd actually see a doctor and you would get some time with him. Yeah. And now you do actually get accepted and you do get offered an appointment. It's usually not for like 2 or 3 weeks anyway. And then you get a maximum of like 5 or 10 minutes or something consultation. You can only talk about one thing. You know, it's just like they don't care. They just dish out the meds. They go, okay, well, have this medicine, have this tablet, go out with you, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry. I don't want to shift back to I don't want to do a sharp turn, but I'm really curious. Like, why is it that the UK? Because I've heard many people from the UK say, which you just said, which is like you're 20 years behind us or something like that. Why don't you guys learn from our mistakes as opposed to adopting our evil choices? Like, why does that happen?
It's all about the money, isn't it? Money, money, money. Greed, greed, greed.
Usually it's about money, resources, or whatever. Yeah, I mean that's what motivates people. I think mostly people don't really learn from the mistakes because the people in power or the cultural shifts, people usually follow that. So if you have somebody in power that's not really bothered about culture or history, just they're only talking about business deals, trade deals, you know, all this kind of selfish stuff, you know. Oh yeah, you can be successful if you want to like step on the next man, you know, and this kind of stuff. Then people become more selfish and could care less about the society or their neighbors or whatever, because they just get fed this kind of attitude, you know. So if you have really, you know, nasty, self-serving, careless, selfish leaders, then you get a population that starts to think like this as well. And whether you like it or not, that's what happens. So, and I don't think we ever learn from our mistakes. I mean, look at us again. We just said we're back in the 1930s at least, you know. I mean, you could say even worse than that. You could say it's days of empire again, you know.
Oh yeah, with the hemispheres and everything like that. You know, that's what Trump's trying to do.
Yeah. So I mean, how can you say we ever learn from our history? I mean, look at the state of it. We obviously don't. not as a whole. Not as a whole.
Yeah.
This is obviously exceptions.
I'm sure AI will save us, you know. And AI will take care of things.
Oh God!
Oh, don't.
You know what? I think the planet needs to implode and erase. No, erase. Seriously, I think that's where we're going. It's like a cooker is just going to explode and then it restarts again. Yeah. It's maybe already happened. We don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just getting too much, and it just needs to. You know, and instead of like a fossil or something, you're going to find a SIM card in 1 million years when it starts over again.
I think that's a good idea.
I mean, it needs cleansing. Something's weird is happening, and it's going to get worse.
Yeah. We have less than a minute left, so I just wanted to thank you so much for
You're welcome.
I love you guys. I really do.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Love talking with you. I develop the stutter for some reason when I have these conversations. I'm sorry about that.
Don't you dare apologize. No. Why do you apologize?
I also suffer from glitches. Today I'm fine, but I also get glitches. So honestly, I totally understand. It's no worries.
Congratulations on the album. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I can't wait to hear it. And thank you so much.
Will send the link to you.
Well, make sure we get the link. Send me a message or whatever, or email. And then I'll get you the album or whatever if you don't get it from Sebastian. And get back in touch with us if you need to ask about the album some more.
So much. Thanks.